Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I've been talking about a book that was going to soon be out, and here it is. This is my copy that I got off of Amazon. The Words of the King, well that looks backwards, but it's The Words of the King of Israel, a Bible study by Adam Joseph Kionecka. Sorry for the being backwards, but here's the back of the book. And this book, I believe, is $25 on Amazon. This is volume 1. There's going to be about 7 or 8 volumes. And the reason it's so long is the Bible we have now is long itself. And we use a lot of material that got left out, like the Apocrypha, the book of Jasher, the book of Adam and Eve, parts of Jubilees, I believe, are in there. The book of the 12 patriarchs, the book of Judas, the book of Mary Magdalene, there's some extra writings of Peter in there. These books have existed, and some of them were found with the Dead Sea Scrolls, and like the book of Enoch existed in an old version of an Ethiopian Bible. I think it was also found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. So all these books in chronological order is something that's never been offered before. So that is what we are offering with our books. Yes, this is quite a hefty book, but you can order it as an ebook. I also had the ebook on my Kindle, and I can, I had the app, so I can just read it on my phone, or if you have a tablet of some kind, like an iPad, you can read it there, and that one will be more condensed. It won't be as many volumes, and it is cheaper. It's like $9, so economically, that is probably the way to go, and it's a little easier to carry that around. These will have a function on somebody's shelf. I like owning a book sometimes. I might even, put some bookmarkers or highlight or something, but I myself still enjoy the Word, and I like to study, and I could open this next to my Bible and compare it. That's why this is called a Bible study, because you kind of see where the words and the symbolism are revealed to you, so you can look at what the old book said, the one that you all probably have in your house, and the KJV, the ESV, the NIV, whatever version you have, and you can compare it to this. And this takes a lot of the symbolism and metaphor, and it tells you the whole story from beginning to end cohesively. So, like the way the Bible is now, stuff in the New Testament sounds different than the Old Testament. Well, that won't be such a problem anymore. That will pretty much be gone when you read these books. And we've had some people read it already, and they are very blown away. The girl who formatted it is from Nigeria. It moved her, and I think it showed her a way of understanding that she didn't have before from a lot of these teachers out there who, they may have a degree, but that piece of paper hanging on the wall doesn't always necessarily give you the righteous word. Friends, I do want you to check out our book that Adam and I wrote. And listen to these videos, and you'll start to understand what we're trying to do. He said he's the King of Israel. In the New Testament, they use the word Christ. He is not the King of Christ or Christians. He is the King of Israel. That should not have changed. In our book, it doesn't change. It stays Israel. The prophet Isaiah said a child would be born, this sign, to the people of Israel, and his name will be Emmanuel, which means the Father with us. And you know, it says Emmanuel one time, but then it kept saying Jesus, which is a false name, which he would have never have done. He wouldn't contradict his own word. That's obviously the church interjected that name in there. It would have been Emmanuel, Israel, not Jesus Christ. Now, these things for some people may sound like the hardest thing they ever heard. Well, it does take some time to see that, but what you're appreciating is the Bible itself and how it does tell a story from beginning to end that doesn't change, and it shouldn't change. And these words that we are offering clear all that up. It's just like looking through a magnifying glass, or, you know, turning something into focus. It's nothing new. It's just the focus got lost. You know, people were just like, well, obviously they made idols to Jesus. That just proves to you that's not the Father's name. He kept his name hid, because basically this evil generation that we're in corrupted all the teachings, all the word, and use a corrupt name and have idols in their churches, which is false. I mean, Israel isn't about the cross. I mean, he did die on a cross, but then you forget that he says the body is the temple, and he said, I'll raise this body again in 3 days. So what should you be looking for? Not a cross. You should be looking for a temple that's a body, which is a human being, or somebody that could be standing or sitting in front of you on a YouTube channel like this one, talking to you. Okay, so again, that sounds a little heavy for most people, but if you want the Bible to come to life for you, and you want to know all the things that they took out and how the story is not incomplete, and it is true history. It's not like a story as like Lord of the Rings or a false mythological type of story. It is real, and all the things that happened in the past are real, and they play into the future where we are now. So the last days shall be as the days of Noah. Well, Noah, the God that the Father judged the whole earth with the flood. Now his judgment killed all those people except for Noah's family. Well, judgment is his wrath. Well, we're in his wrath. He says, you know, the earthquakes shall increase, the famine and pestilence shall increase. And it's not Satan doing it. That is a New Testament teaching. It's a church teaching. Moses knew it where there was no Satan. He knew the Father was doing the judgment. He was in front of a battlefield, and if his arms were in the air, Israel was winning. If they were down, they were losing. He knew who was in control of that battlefield. War is a judgment. We are experiencing that right now with wars with Ukraine and Russia, and I'm sure there's more to come. It's just the wrath, it's the birth pains increasing. The Father is wrought with his people. They have forgotten him. They've forgotten his true name of Israel, and they've used a false name and idols. You can see why he's angry. Now, if you want to say he's a God of love, you are kind of one of those people who make your own God. You just shove him to the side and says, oh, he's just love, and forget that he's both dark and light. And he created dark and light, and he is both. And to be in Israel is you know the dark is there, but you control it. You use the light to control the good, and you follow laws and commandments. It's simple, and you trust that the Father will do what he says and be back in flesh and rule his people and rule the nation of Israel. And here is this book. This is where the journey will begin for you. I know it's backwards, but you know, this is the separation of the sheep and the goat, the left and the right. And this man is walking down a path. This man is the comforter. He's come to separate. He gives comfort and mercy to those who are his people, who are Israel. If those who are not his people, who want to live in sin and go their own way and do their own thing, they're a Gentile. And he's chosen them before the foundation of the world. And he knows who are his and he knows who are not his. And if this word is coming to you, you are probably a child of the light. And it has found its way to you. And you will be blessed. Please read this. Please spread the word about this book. This is just a one-take promo. I didn't write anything down. I'm holding this book. I know it is backwards, but it is a beautiful book. Available on Amazon. The print is very large. It's very readable for an elderly person. That's why the book is big. We wanted it to be, you can read it. Obviously, we could have saved a few people a few dollars, but they would have been straining their eyes. So what's the point? So this is volume 1, and volume 2 is out, but that's where we're at right now on Amazon. And then, like I said, if you want it easier and more in your hand, just get it through Kindle or Amazon KDP. It might be available on Amazon. I think as of now, since I purchased it already, it went to Amazon. So actually, this is the first book printed. So maybe you'll have the second one. I love all you guys. We're all friends. We're trying to find the righteous path, and the righteous path is being set out in front of us. And we know if we're looking for our King to be here in flesh, he said, I will raise this temple again in 3 days. And it's been 3 days. And we've been in the 3 days of darkness, and the darkness is going away. The light is in the world. Here you go. All right. Talk to you. Bye.